Storytelling is culturally important, as it has always been, because it is the voice of a people. It tells you their character. It tells you the things that make them who they are. It tells you what makes them laugh, what makes them cry, and it expresses the unique individuality of these particular people. So stories really are a way exactly into the people. I have a kind of saying that says, by their stories shall you know them. And it's the same with human beings. It's not by their beliefs, it's not by whatever religion they are, it's what they do, and that is what they are. So the stories, as our old friend Duncan Williamson, a traveller, tinker, would say, stories was our education. And they are kind of, they're a way of seeing the world, they're a way of telling you who you are. They are hugely culturally important. If you lose your stories, you lose yourself.
Not only do stories tell us about people, they are interlinked with major events in history. David Campbell goes on to tell us how stories have changed over the past 200 years.
They changed to the degree that for a while they kind of went underground in the way that successive things, for instance, if we talk about our own country, or the Brothers Grimm, in both of these places, the eruption of wars was a hugely corrosive force in the way that when along came the First World War, you know, the islands and highlands were depleted of people, and so the young men were really all gone and lost, and then in your island, people came back at the end of the war, and there was an awful tragedy of the Isle Ayr, you know, where even those people, young men who'd survived, died. And so the war was one thing that drew the community away from their homes. And in Germany, the Third Reich more or less obliterated the folk tradition, and it was almost entirely lost. But it is now in Germany, creeping back, and here, of course, people have found once again the storytellers from the outer islands, from the travelling people, from the tinkers, and they've realized how important they are and what wisdom they carry, and how much, as I said before, they carry our character. And so they also carry the feeling of a sense of community, because they're ordinary and people are just talking person to person, and they're not to do with fame or glory or riches. They're to do with people being together. So they've come back because I think of a hunger in people, and they were lost because of things like the wars, but also the invasion of the media, television and radio and so forth and so on, which, as you know, in your island, kind of destroyed nearly the ceilidh houses. But on the other hand, you know, they are kind of, as the Edinburgh Storytelling Festival shows, returning, and you now get an influx of people from all over Europe, and Scotland's been very important in helping even the country of the Grimm's brothers to recover their stories. And so we are a kind of little amazing acorn in this country.